Yeah. So yesterday we have practiced about we have discussed about the SAP, how to log into the SAP and how to add the systems into SAP logon pad and MMC we discussed, right? These are the things we discussed yesterday, right? And also we have checked the one of the transaction code. So how to use the transaction code, how to check the system consistency check, how to perform that thing yesterday we discussed, right? So today at the same time, the same way we discussed about the few more transaction codes and also SAP stop and start procedure will discuss, right? So yeah, already you know how to check the SAP consistency check, system consistency check. So this is one of the transaction code we have to check it. You can log into the SAP. For now, you can use DDIC or basis user. You can use it. The same password you can use it. You will get the SAP screen. This is the SAP screen. So we are discussing about the SAP screen. So now you got the SAP screen, right? Because of SAP is up and running. Because of this reason, you are able to log into the SAP. SAP is up and running. So because of you are able to log in. Here, already we discussed about in which work process we have discussed about the family members, right? We have discussed about our family members. Family members means work process, SAP work process we discussed. In which one it will take your request? Which one it will take your request? How we are logging to the SAP here? How we are logging to the SAP here? So what is the main here? Someone go on mute, please. Yeah. So here, how we are logging to the SAP. So that one we'll discuss how it is navigating, how we are getting the prompt, SAP's GS prompt we are getting. So those things today we will cover it here, right? So why? Because so SAP is the one of the application layer. It's not visible. Is it not visible for anyone, right? This is the presentation layer. We are here, and through presentation layer we will open the SAP screen, application screen. Then this is our database. So database topic we will discuss. That's fine. But when you launch from SAP GUI, you will get the SAP screen. You will get the SAP screen. How we are getting the SAP screen here? How you are getting the SAP screen here? So there is a logic behind this. There is a logic behind this. So what is that logic here? So what is that log is here? How the logon process works here? How the SAP logon process works here? That one we'll discuss now. Okay, that is the very important. Everybody knows when you click on the GA, SAP screen will open. That we know. But if the SAP screen is not opening, then what could be the reason here? SAP screen is not opening here. What could be the reason? Those things we'll discuss now. Suppose, see here, I'm stopping the SAP. So you can use the MMC stop. Here you need to provide the SID ADM and password. You need to use it, right? SID ADM and password you have to use it, not your own user IDs for stopping and starting, right? So just you are stopping the SAP here. See here to check. Okay, I have stopped the SAP here. It will stop it. It will stop it. It will go to the ash color. So let's see. This is our SAP GUI. You are here. All you will log into the here. Then all you will log into the here. So here we have two layers, right? So here we have the work process and everything. Then we have the work process in SAP level. We have the work process and everything. This is the database, right? If we talk about our SAP architecture, so this is our SAP GUI, right? GUI. Then in the SAP, we have the two instances. One is the ASCS instance, and second one is the what is that? application server instance. Both will called the, so both will called the ASCS. ASCS means, so how can we recognize? ASCS means which process will run on the ASCS? Which process will run on the ASCS instance? Okay, so message server and NQ server, right? Message server and NQ server will run on the ASCS. Here, remaining process like D, V, B, G, S, spool gateway remaining, and here we have dispatcher as well. Here we have additionally we have the dispatcher as well. Dispatcher. Let's do just like you will call the DP. Okay, dispatcher. We have the dispatcher as well here, right? So this is the way we will navigate it here. Now see here, our SAP system is completely stopped, right? Now, will I log into the SAP system now? No. Why? Why am I unable to log into the SAP system now? Here, I forcefully killed all our SAP family members. I killed it. Family members means our resources. Resources means our work process. I forcefully killed it. I stopped all SAP work process, even dispatcher, everything got stopped here. Everything got stopped. So just if I click it, I cannot log in now. I cannot log in now. Why? What could be the reason here? What could be the reason? Anyone knows why I am unable to log into the SAP system now?
It's down.
It's down, right? It's down. How you verified it's down or not? You opened the MMC, you checked the status of the all our SAP processor, you checked the all the SAP process, so it's down. There are no process, which means it's SAP is stopped status, right? So if SAP is stopped, you cannot log in. That is one of the logic here you need to remember. You need to take a note regarding this one. Sometimes what happens, users will not log into the SAP system. This is one of the common interview questions and most frequented organization, they may face the issues. So users will not able to log into the SAP system. So they may ask you questions like, so what could be the reason? How will you check why users are unable to log into the SAP systems? So in this case, you already told the reasons, right? SAP is down, something like that. SAP is stopped, maybe SAP process are not free. So like that, right? So sometimes SAP is up, even though we will not able to log into our SAP systems. So why? That I will explain it. So here there is a navigation here. There is a navigation. So from GUI to there is a logon process. GUI to and your database, there is a navigation here. So that navigation I will explain it now. Okay. So not full navigation. At least you can understandable format. I will explain it now. So whenever let me open here. Yeah. Once the user click SAP system from GUI, the request will go to the dispatcher. The request will go to the dispatcher, right? The request first will go to the dispatcher. So it will go to the dispatcher, right? Dispatcher, it will go to the request. So here, what the dispatcher will do, dispatcher maintain the all the requests in the order. Queue means first in, first out. There is no recommendations mechanism here. So I am the some CM candidate, I am the MLA candidate. My request should go to the first. I should book the window seat, corner seat, train ticket, bed, lawyer. There is no recommendations for the systems. So first in, first out, first in FIFO order. So dispatcher maintain the request in the FIFO order. So the whoever first click to the SAP logon option, then dispatcher will maintain the FIFO order. Dispatcher will assign the request to your respective dialog work process. That is the first work process which will interact with the user. That is the first work process which will interact with the user, right? So this dialog work process, as per the request, so this work process, each user, there is a one work process will be allocated. That is called the dialog work process. That's why we have minimum 2 dialog work process, maximum 100, like that, or 150 we can maintain it. Depends upon the RAM size, we can maintain the n number of dialog work process. Why? Because if you have the 2 dialog work process, it will take the 2. If you have the 10 requests at a time. If you have the 20 requests, means 20 users can log in at a time, they can do the work, right? So if you have the more dialogue work process, then more users will be logging. But if you want to increase the more work process, definitely you should have some space, some memory constraints in the system, right? Why? Because you have dedicatedly, first initially you builded the system, initially you builded the house like 150 square yards, one master bedroom, one small bedroom you have builded. In the small bedroom is only the capacity of the people, only 4 people, right? So then if you allocate the 6 people, there is a load on the small bedroom, right? Then it will not survey the our request and you may get the performance issues, right? Same as like here as well, here also. So you have the initially you builded the system like 10 work process, 2 GB RAM, 4 GB RAM memory you have given. But if you keep on increasing the resources, means if you are keep on increasing the dialogue work process, it will increase it. But you may get the performance issue, system slow, and system slow, you cannot navigate to the one step to another step. Like that, you may face the issue. So based upon the RAM size, you need to increase the dialogue work process. So here the first request goes to users click, whenever user click the logon pad, whenever user click the logon pad option, so just click the logon pad, then immediately you will get the GUI screen. How you are getting the GUI screen means the first let me start it again. I'm starting the system again. MMC start, MMC stop, that is a stop and start. So I just clicked it. See here, the first it will start it. SAP system is starting now. But in the starting order, you can see ASCS is starting first. ASCS is starting first. Message server, MQ server will start it. Why? Because message server, MQ server is the first it will start it. Why? Because the message server will perform the load balancing activity. So when you are directly connecting through message server, we can also connect from ACS to, so here we can also connect it here. So but now we have only one application server, right? So that is the reason we are directly connecting to this application server. We are connecting here, this instance we are connecting here directly. We are connecting to this app server. We are directly connecting to the here, so that dispatcher it will take it, then it will pass the request to the dialogue work process. So then dialogue work process will carry out the all your work. Dialogue work process will carry all your work. Then it will go to the database level, it will store the data here, then it will pass the data to the back, and again it will pass the data to the dispatcher, and dispatcher will throw the inputs to the here. This is the process. Sir, I want to know the exactly what happens here under the application server. I want to know these details. So I will explain it. Why? Because if I go one step forward deeply, so what exactly happens here? How the user authentication mechanism works here. So now you can see SAP started, all work process started here. Everything is started now. See here, all are started, all the work process started here. So everything is started now, right? Everything you can see here, everything is started now. So just if I click on the OK button, if I click on login now you will log into the SAP system. How I am logging to the SAP system now? Now I got the SAP screen here. How I got it? Whenever user click the logon from SAP GUI, immediately here the dispatcher will take the request. So dispatcher will take the request, and it will assign your request to the available dialogue work process. Available dialogue work process, it will assign it. So these are the dialogue work process, it will assign it. Sir, why it is assigning to the only dialogue work process, not for the other process? So dialogue work process is responsible to take the user request and process the user request. Here, two actions dialogue work process is taking: take the user request and process the user request. Taking, processing, taking, processing, taking, processing. So this is the work the dialogue work process is doing here, right? Then how to check, sir? So MMC, you can check the work process status and everything here. We can check it out. No, I want SAP level. How can I check it out now? So if I talk about the dialogue work process related, so we have the work process, right? DV, EB, MGS. These are the 7 work process in the system. In that, the first work process which we are going to discuss is about the dialogue work process, right? DIA, normally we will call it as the first 3 letters, DIA, dialogue work process. So here in the dialogue work process, what is the use of the dialogue work process? So if you ask me, what is the use of you? Suppose if you ask me this question, so my answer is, okay, so morning hours, so I will do the training, and afternoon hours I will work it on the one of the client, right? That is my responsibility if you ask me. If I ask the SAP system, if I ask same questions to dialogue work process will tell the answer like, my responsibility is to take the user request, from users, then process their user request, some authentication, checking the user is valid or not, then processing. So this kind of work, completing the transactions, all this work, the dialogue work process will perform it, right? So that is the question. If I ask dialogue work process will tell like, take the user request and process the take the user request and process the user request. This is the work user will, this is the work, this is the responsibility or task the dialogue work process will do. Okay, if you are logging to the SAP system means you are getting the SAP screen means definitely here dialogue work process taken your request. Sir, how can we say whether the dialogue process taking my request or it won't take the request? What happens here? System is up even though my dialogue work process are not taking the request, which means here you need to check the status here. See here in the status column, the dialogue work process status should be wait status. Wait. So let me talk about the little bit about the status of the work process about status of the work process here. Status of the work process here. The work process status should be wait, running, sleep, stop, error, hold, preview mode. These are the status of the work process. So if I ask same question, what is this? What is the status of the? So what is the status of the mine means? When you are talking, my status is the busy. When I am free, available. When I am driving, it's in driving. So that is the status of my mobile phone when I ask this question. But when I ask same questions to work process, when you will free, the work process will not tell, right? There is no voice for the work process. It will not tell. But the mode, the status we can find out here, right? The status we can find out here. Where we can find out the status means in the NMC, in the work process table, we can find out the status here. Here, all work process are waiting. Waiting means waiting for the work process, waiting for the user request. Free. Wait means free. It's free to take the user request. So in n number of persons we can log in. If all work process are running status means it's not wait, means it's not running, it's running status. It's running status means so it's something is running here, means the user request is running here. User request is running here. User request is running means the dialogue work process is busy here. The dialogue process is busy. Sleep means the work process in the sleep mode. Suppose if we are in the sleep mode, how we cannot take the user request? Same as like here also, in the sleep mode, it will be hung status. Stop, work process stopped due to some error. Hold means work process on the hold. Hold means you are in the hold because of other reason, other request is already in progress or something is happening. The prime mode means when the work process does not have enough memory, that time it will go to the prime mode. It will give the symptoms. So based on the status, by seeing the status, we can say, okay, now all work process are free. So I can log into the SAP system, then I can do my work here. Even if one work process is free, the users can log in. If all are not free means, so other than wait status, then you may get the some issues like you cannot log into the SAP system. Even though if SAP system is up, but work process are not free, even though you cannot log into the SAP system. So now I am logging to the SAP system here. When you are logging to the SAP system, here there is a authentication mechanism here. So SAP is compliance with the security, like authentication mechanism. When you just enter user ID and password, when you click on the OK button, you will enter into the your SAP screen. You got the one more SAP screen. That is the home page. You got it. Home page. You got it. Home page. You got it. Which means some user authentication has been happened here. User authentication is happened. Then only you see the SAP home page. Otherwise, will I log in? If I enter the wrong password, if I enter here, suppose I am using same user with a different password. If I am using here same user with a different password, if I use it, will I log in? No, I cannot log in. Why? Because here, when you just click on the SAP G screen, you will get the SAP screen. Then dialog process will take it. Here, when you just click on the dialog plus, what we will do when you enter the user ID and password, here there are some buffers. Here there are some roll in, roll out, user context are there here. I will explain deeply. So, but not today. Why? Because if I explain deeply today, tomorrow onwards, you guys will not join my class. That for sure. So that's fine. So whenever I have to explain that time, so depends upon the time I will explain it. So you no need to worry about that one. Okay. So here the work process will check the authentication, then it will log, it will safely, it will give the inputs here. Right. So then you can see here, once you log into the SAP screen, this is the SAP screen with correct user ID and password. If you enter, you will get the SAP screen here. Here, yesterday we checked the SICK transaction code to check the consistency status here. SICK, consistency check. Then after that, now sir, now you are discussing about the dialog work process. I want to check the status of the all the work process, dialog related work process. How many are free? How many are busy? MMC means I don't have access to MMC. It's not in the Windows. How can I check, sir? Here means, so for the dialog work process related transaction codes are SM50 and SM66 are the for next two set of transaction codes for the dialog work process. This is the local work process overview. This is for the global work process overview. Global work process overview. Sir, what is this local? What is this global? I will explain it now. Okay. So are you following till now? Any questions? Any confusion? Any clarification?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. So just want to, why? Because we are in the initial screens, initial basics we are in the, so which means you should understand the concept, right? So this is the SAP GUI screen. You all are here. You are logged into the SAP here. You all are here. Your desktop you are opening. When you click on the SAP GUI, the entry, you are getting the SAP screen. How you are getting the SAP screen? How you are getting the middleware, the like application layer screen? How you are getting here the dispatcher? Here system is up, because of this one you are logging. Even though system is up, which process is taking here? The first dispatcher will take, then it will assign to the dialog work process. Dialog work process will carry out the all your work, then it will save the data into the DB level. But dialog process, the dialog process responsibility is only process the user request. Process the user request here. Okay. So then how to check it out here? The dialog work process status and everything, all the work process status and everything. If you go to the SM50 transaction code, here you can check the status of the all the work process here. So how many total number of work process? 19. In this dialog work process total 10 and free 9, which means where is 1? So 1 which I logged in here, right? That is the reason 1 is running status. The remaining all are waiting status. So 1 is running status, remaining all are so waiting status, which means one work process, you logged into the one person, one work process, it's taken your request, it is processing your request, right? Am I correct? Right? See here, it is a running status, waiting and running status here, running status here. It is taking total 10 and 9 are free. So that is the reason you are able to log in. You can see the status here. So, sir, you mentioned like SM50, that is the local work process overview, and also SM66 is for the global work process overview. Sir, here also we are able to see the all the work process status, and in SM50 also you are able to see the all the work process. What is the difference of? Okay, let me explain that one. So here, this is our SAP GUI. So this is our initially when you build the system, you got the one SAP screen, one SAP system is built, right? One SAP system is built here. So when you build the SAP system, you will get the one SAP instance and one SAP primary application server. You got it, right? One ASCS instance, then one primary application server instance. You got it, primary application server, one ASCS, one primary application server, one DB, and GUI. This is our present scenario. So tomorrow there is a need to add the additional application server, so that you have the one more host there. You can add the one more application server. You have added one more application server, only application server, which means additional application server you have added. So you can also add the one more application server. Why? Because users are increasing day to day. Your business is growing. So you are keep on adding the multiple application servers. You can add it to your production system. Why? Because your business is growing every day. Your business is growing. Because of this reason, you can add multiple application servers. But initially, when you build it, you will get the one ASCS, one primary application server. You will get it out. But next time, when you adding another application server, only additional application server will be installed, which means there is no ASCS here, only one ASCS. But under the SID, you have one primary application server, remaining all are the additional application server. So which means, do I need to configure all in my SAP login pad? No, you no need to configure this one. Why? Because if you have the multiple application servers, you can just connect your SAP GUI. You can put the connection to your message server, M&E ASCS instance. If you connect this one, so this ASCS will route the request to the all available application servers. It will route the request to the all available application servers. All available application servers. It will route the request to the all available application servers. So, but if you have only one, either you can connect to the ASCS, then that ASCS will connect to the one application server. If you have the multiple, you should connect through ASCS. Why? Because so if you have the multiple, suddenly this application server is stopped, then ASCS is up, remaining all are up and running. Then in this case, your user request is forwarded to this application servers, available application servers, not for the other application servers, not for the stopped application servers. If you have one, then this is stopped, then you cannot log in. If you have the multiple, one is stopped, then ASCS will recognize, okay, this is stopped, then which will allocate your user request to the available application servers. Available application servers, it will route the request now. But in this case, so here we have only one. If it is stopped, we cannot log in. We can also install the multiple application servers also. We can add it for load balancing purpose. So in this application server also, we have the work process like D, V, B, so GS. We have the 5 work process. So here also we have the work process, right? When you build the new application servers, here also you will get the work process. Here also you will get the work process. Here also you will get the work process, right? Each application server you will get the 5 work process, 5 work process, 5 work process, not 7. Why? Because when you ASCS is only one, DB is only one, your GUI only one. But when you keep on adding the application server, it will create the additional 5 work process, additional 5 set of work process, where you set of 5 work process will create it. Sir, I don't want to log into the multiple application servers and check the status. I want to check the status, all the work process status in one glance, one transaction code. So that time, if you want to check the SM50 is for the single application server, local. Suppose if you go to the SM50, you will see the only one application server related work process here. One app server related work process here. If I go to SM66 here, then you will see the all the instances. You can see all the instances of ECP SID. You will get the all the instances, means all the application server related, all the work process status. You will get the here one screen, that is called the local and global. Local means individual application server status, it will show work process status. SM66 means global. Global means all will be showed in one screen. That screen is called the SM66 screen. SM50 for local work process overview, but SM60 global work process overview. Right? Global means all work. Okay, so this is the difference between the local and the global. Any questions here? Any questions here? So initially we go slowly. So initially we will go very slowly. So here, suppose take example, here is one of the resource, here one of the resource, here one of the resource, here we have one of the resource. So if you want to check the status of the one resources, you have to log into this resources, you need to check. You have to log into this resources, you need to check. You have to log into this resources, you have to check. But I want all the 90 employee status in one screen, which means you need to use the SM66 global. I want to individual means SM50, you can use it. Got it? Any questions? Any confusion here? Anyone need more clarification here? If we have only one, that is the reason you are seeing here only one. But maybe today or tomorrow we'll install the one more application server. Then you will get the one more application server related work process status. We will get it out. Why? Because two application servers, which means you will get the one more application server and one more application server related details. You will get it out here, right? That I will explain it how to add the one more application server as well. For now, we will discuss single application server. Okay, SM50, SM66. So SM50 local work. These are the dialog work process. Now we are discussing about the first work process, dialog. The dialog work process related transaction codes are, so dialog work process request is first of all, it will take the user request, it will process the user request. That is the dialog related SM50 and SM66. That is the dialog work process. Any questions from anyone on the dialog work process? So you need to just enter the SM50, then you will get it out. Then immediately you can just go to /n. /n is new, which means you no need to go back again in the main screen. You no need to enter it here. Just in the same screen, just type /n new. N means new. Just type SM50. Then you will get the screen, SAP screen. You will get it out. SAP screen, you will get it out. Same screen, go to SM66, which means new screen, which means you no need to go back again main screen. You no need to enter it here. But I went to the here, but I want to just check the status means without entering SM50, you cannot enter. You cannot get the one more screen. You need to enter the /n SM50. Then immediately once one page to immediately you will go to the one more page. You will go one screen to another screen. You will get the screen here. One more screen, you will get the page here. So this is the thing here. Okay. Any questions? Anyone? Any confusion? Today we discussed about the two transaction codes, SM50, SM66. Okay. So this is the SM50, SM66, taking the user request. So everything. If it is okay, then I will explain about the update. Or if you want to practice, you can practice this dialog process. I will stop it here. How you guys?
Excuse me.
Yes,
Excuse
yes.
me, sir. Good morning. This is Parimala.
Yes,
I have a small doubt.
Yeah.
So, is the message server responsible for the communication between the
Application server.
application servers, right?
Right.
As you told, that GUI will directly approach the dispatcher in the application server.
Yeah. So if you are directly connecting, if you are directly connecting to the app server, there is no, this is only communication purpose. Okay. Without ASCS, your applications will not live. It will be stopped without ASCS.
Okay.
But
Okay, sir.
so this process also I will explain. So like if you have the multiple application servers, if you are configured instead of custom application server, suppose if you see here, when you are configuring your GUI connection, then there is one more option here, group server selection. If you use this option, you will get the message server option. Message server. So you will be connecting to the message server, which means here message server will take care of all your load balancing, taking care of everything here. Then it will forward the request to the respective dispatchers, respective application server dispatcher. It will forward it. Here message server will take care of that one. But here not connecting to the message server here. Directly I am entering into the application server here.
Okay.
This process I will explain it. Now not explain this process. If I explain this process, as I told you, right, you guys will confuse. That's why I am not explaining today this topic, like say server ASCS connection, how it will work and everything. So for now, just you can remember only. So GUI connection directly connecting to the application server only, not through ASCS instance. But without ASCS instance, but SAP will not live, means SAP will not be started. That is one of the important things. So in the stopping start procedure, I will explain it. So let me, is it okay? Is it clarified? Doubt?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
But I have to explain more. Why? Because so since these guys are few are the new, actually, they're not familiar with these words, actually, group server selection. That's why I'm going only basics now. If you keep on day to day, if I keep on going, I will go deeply. Then how it will work and everything I will explain it. Okay, that time you will get the more clarification on that one. Okay.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Yeah, no problem. So yeah. Okay. So shall I explain update related or why? Because I need to Parimala, I need to explain the SAP full architecture. I have to explain it that I have not explained.
Okay.
If you want to explain the full architecture, first we should know about the dialog, update, some transaction reports we should aware of. That is the reason I am not explaining the architecture in the first itself. In the middle, maybe tomorrow or day after tomorrow, we will get the architecture screen. That time I will explain more information, how it will authentication mechanism works, how it will allocate the request to the your user. That I will explain.
Okay.
So anyone wants to explain one more transaction codes, one more work process? Or shall I stop it here for you to practice it?
Yeah, please go with the other transaction code, sir.
Yeah, I'm asking. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So now we'll discuss about the. Okay, now we are discussing about the this navigations, right? So within the SAP GUI, this is the OK code box. Here, if you are typing /n, if you type SM50, you will get to the page here. There is no doubt here. But if you want to enter one more, I want to go immediately. From this screen to this transaction code to, I want to go to the another transaction code, means you have to go back, then enter the transaction code here. But again, you don't need to go back here. You can just type /n SM60 or SM50, can enter it. Then you will go to the transaction code. But here I wrongly entered the transaction code. That is the reason the transaction does not exist. Right? So you have to correctly enter the transaction code here. Right? So now we'll discuss about the update. Okay? Update work process. Update work process. We'll discuss about the update here. So update, what is meant by update here? Updating the records, user records into so database levels. Updating the user dialog plus will do the transaction. Users will log in. User is doing the transaction here. So, but update work process will update the records, update the transactions into so database level, table level. It will update it, right? Who will update it? Update in the name itself. We have the update work process. Sir, how to check whether my update is working properly or not, is active or not? For update related, we have the SM13, SM14 are the transaction code. SM13, we can check the if there are any failed updates, if there are any failed updates, if there are any failed update request in the system or not, we can check in the so SM13. SM14, we can check update is active or not, update active or not, we can check that status, we can check it in the so SM14. Sir, how? Means if we go SM13, you can see you can just filter it out any updates. So here you can check the, just click on the OK button, you will see there is no zero records found here, means nothing is stuck here. Why? Because every day as part of our daily monitoring, we need to come to the screen, SM13 screen. Here we need to navigate our updates are stuck or not. Update stuck means user transaction is not updated in the database level, got stuck. So you can see the failed updates here. So let me check. This is a today's one. I want to check the all. Then I changed the from date. Then just click on the OK button, means nothing is stuck. Zero records found. Zero records failed. So means all are updated. Nothing is failed. Which means my update is working fine. You can also see the status here. Update is active here. Update is active here. So then SM14, you can go here. You can see here, if you want to deactivate, you can deactivate the update. If you want to activate the update, you can activate it. Deactivate and activate. So if your update is active here, but if you deactivated the update here, then now we are going to the one transaction code here. Something like you are doing something like some changes you are doing. You are adding something here. Suppose like you are adding one transaction, one changes you are doing in the SAP system. So just if you click on OK button, then save it, it will save, but it will not immediately update into the database level. Suppose if we go to the SU01 transaction code, I want to create the user here, SAP basis user, I want to create here with the copy of the DDIC user. I want creating this screen also we will get, but I'm entering the initial password here. Save it, it won't save the data in the database level. Why? Because what is happening, I did the one transaction here, I did the some changes in the database in the SAP level, but I stopped the update. Forcefully I stopped the update work process here. Forcefully I stopped the update. So because I want to see the behavior, SAP system behavior, whether my changes are going to the database level, it is updating or not. But here it's not going, it's not saving the screen. It still see it is loading here. See here in the screen, update delayed. Wait means it is asking us to wait the my transaction. It's not saving here. It's not committing my transaction. Why? Because my update got failed. I stopped the update here. Our user update got failed. I deactivated. Then if you see SM13, here you will see the my update failed update request. You can see here. You can see the update V1 is processed, but it's not saving into the database level. Why? Because here forcefully I stopped the update here. That is the reason update is getting deactivated. Suppose if I go to the my immediately if I activate it, then immediately if I come to the screen here, immediately my changes will be saved here in the database level. In the table level, my change will be saved here. Why? Because I have started the update here. My update is active here. So immediately my changes will be saved. My changes will be saved into the table level. See here, the user is now I got the screen. It means your user is created, something like that. I got the screen. So if I done the transaction code, I done the one transaction, I am the dialog user, I done the one transaction, but my transaction is not updating into the database level. I did not get the changes saved or committed, something like your transaction is successfully completed. I did not get that message because our transaction is not completed. It's loading because here in the back end, you stopped the update here in the back end, you stopped the update here. Because of this reason, you have not, because of this reason, so your update got, because of this reason, so your transaction is not updated. If you go to the SM13 to check are there any field updates or not, see here nothing is there now. Why? Because that process, that stuck process, that stuck update record got stored at database level. So it not stuck in the here, it processed at the database level. That is the reason here you don't see any field, nothing is failed here. Nothing is failed here. It's processed. Everything is processed here. So that is the status of the SM13 and SM14. 13 we can see, we can check the are there any field update request or not, we can check it out. In SM14 we can check the status of the my update. If my update is deactivated, your changes will not be saved into the DB level tables. That is the status of the update work process. Dialog work process will take the user request. Once the user done the transaction, it will hand over to the update work process. Update will updates the your user records or whatever it may be, updates into the database level. But here you stopped forcefully, you killed that update. Then which means your update will not update the changes into the DB level. That is the thing happened here. So those things we can find out from here. As part of the day-to-day monitoring, you need to check the status of the updates. Okay, my update is active or not. Oh, it's deactivated. Then you need to activate and you need to validate. And also check the status of the your failed updates. Are there any failed updates or not? Here you can check it out. Right? So these are the usage of these two transaction codes. Today, so we discussed about the dialog and update. These two are the very important. Okay. So today you can practice SM50 and SM66, then SM13, then SM14, and the yesterday assignment. These two you can practice it, right? SICK. So these three transaction codes you can practice it and use it. You can also execute the some scenarios. Stop the update, then execute the some transactions. So execute the some transaction, save it, then it won't save it. And you can see the failed updates here in the SM13. SM13 you can see it here. Right? Just to practice it. First of all, try to log in today. At least few members, they have already tried yesterday. Few are not, I did not get the confirmation. Try to configure the entry here, log in, then execute the some transactions here. Then you will get the some experience here. Why? Because in the real time also, you have to log into the SAP system like that. Then you need to execute the some transactions and check the status of the, suppose tomorrow your manager asks you to check the status of the all the work process. He won't tell you, he won't give you the spoon speeding and everything. He will ask you to check the work process status. Then immediately you have to go to the SM50. You need to enter the SM50 transaction code. You need to check the status of the SM50, all the work process and everything. Right? This is the information you need to type it. So you should aware of all these transaction codes and everything. Okay. Yeah. So that's it for today. So any questions from anyone? Maybe tomorrow I will explain more about the SAP architecture fully. Then we can proceed with the DB completed, then DB, EB, MGS, DB completed, then E we have to discuss NQ. So that I will discuss with you tomorrow. But you have to practice these 5 transaction codes today. That is the assignment for you. Okay. So you guys practice, right?